Okay, do you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, I do.
All right, perfect. So like I mentioned, we'll just go through this PowerPoint really quick and then we'll hop into web grants. The application this year is fully in web grants, similar to how we do the continuation applications. And then our peer reviewers will be selected across the US, and they will also be reviewing the applications within web grants itself. So everything is electronic. There's no paper submissions, which is really nice this year.
That is nice. Yeah.
So, kind of throughout this process, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. I do ask too that you type them in the chat box just so that we can capture them, and we'll put together a Q&A that we'll be able to send out to folks and post on the website as well. And then we'll also record the webinar and make that available at a later date for folks. So as we go through the workshop here, we're going to make sure that you guys have information on how to apply for the grant. We'll review what 21st Century Program is. We'll actually review the grant application itself, so the application for selection, and then cover resources that we have available that will help when writing the grant, and also any other documentation that might be necessary, and then have that opportunity to ask questions as well. Just a quick overview of what 21st Century is, the intent, and kind of where it came from. But it began in 1994 to offer students a broad and consistent after-school programming. In 1998, the program refocused to provide school-based academic programming during out-of-school time. Then in 2002, with the No Child Left Behind Act that was signed, programs shifted to close the achievement gap for disadvantaged and minority students. Also in 2002, the program expanded to offer a broader array of activities. And in 2015, with the Every Student Succeed Act, it further expanded opportunity for programs to offer activities such as youth development activities, drug and violence prevention, and many more opportunities. Just like I had mentioned before, the grant application itself is located within web grants. When going through that, we have some sample scoring rubrics, partnership agreements, and applications that you can take a look at ahead of time in helping you fill out that application. Some quick tips that we have is just review the application, make sure you answer all of the questions, provide evidence to the responses, research 21st century programs and see how you can be innovative and still meet the need within federal and state requirements. And the department does not actually review any of the applications unless that's absolutely necessary. We do work with outside peer reviewers that we seek to do the scoring and the review of those applications. When it comes to the budget, we just encourage that you be efficient when budgeting and using the justifications. So this year we looked at the average number of students who are attending 30 days or more for the past 3 years, and is where we came out with the per pupil expenditure. So you'll see that was an increase from last year. So you can multiply the number of students you expect to serve for 30 days or more throughout the year times that 1,703 to get a rough estimate for budgeting of your per pupil calculation. Now, you don't have to use that amount. That's the amount that we recommend and we will be looking at. But also if there are other justifications such as road busing or summer program that doesn't last 30 days or more, or some other nuances within your program, you can use a different per pupil expenditure. For the scoring and consortium, we have prospective applicants apply in the following ways. So either as an individual entity or as a consortium, which is strongly encouraged. We do have guidance on what a consortium looks like on our website, and know that there's also extra points if you're participating in a consortium. Extra points are also given to applicants who serve students that are identified as a comprehensive or targeted support school district, and rural applicants will receive extra points as well. We do have a few resources available on our website. So that link is in there, as well as the Federal 21st Century website with the language. Y4Y is a great website as well that has some resources on how to structure programming, as well as some professional development and training ideas for staff. The After School Alliance website is a great resource too, and then the Foundation's website. So we'll make sure that we provide all of these available resources to you as well. So just quickly, I am going to pop over into WebGrants and walk through that application really quick, and then we'll provide you with a scoring rubric, and we just encourage you before you hit that submit to look over all of the documents that you have. So 1 second here, I'm going to just change the screen that I'm showing you. Just want to make sure, do you see WebGrants now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I sure do. Yep.
So when you go into your funding opportunities and click on that, the North Dakota Department of Public Instruction 21st Century Community Learning Centers application is currently posted. If you look in the title part, you'll be able to see that it's the first year application for fiscal year 21. So when you click on that one, that's how you'll know you're in the right application. I have started a demo application, so that's the one I'm going to pull up just so you can kind of see what to expect on your end when you're in there. The application details is the first section up here, as well as a primary contact information, so you can reach out to me at any time if you have questions or concerns, or the department. But as you fill out your application, you'll start with a program abstract and list the authorized representative, project director. Your things in red here are all of the different areas that you will fill out, similar to how we have done in the past. So the start date, end date, your proposed amount of funding that you're requesting, and then the per pupil funding amount that you will be utilizing. And within here, you will also have opportunity to add community partners, program funding from all the different areas that you receive. We ask for you to enter the schools you will serve, the total numbers, the average students who are in free and reduced, and the total numbers that you will be serving. We will also have the budget section where you'll be able to lay that out in the different coded categories. Just going to scroll down, and then that will auto-populate here for you, so you can kind of see where your running budget is and the different categories you have. There is a portion for the goals, objectives, and outcomes that you'll be entering in, as well as providing the sustainability plan, your need for project, your resources, the quality management and evaluation, and then there's the certification and assurances section. So within WebGrants, there's a couple different ways, and sorry, I shouldn't scroll that fast, that you can get to these different sections that I'll show you as well. So you'll just go in and edit your application, and you can see once you've completed a section, there will be a green check box knowing that you've completed it, and the last time it's been edited or updated. If there's not a checkbox in there, that part still needs information, and you'll see that you're not able to submit the application until all check marks are filled out. I'm just going to kind of click on here, so you'll be able to click and choose, so you can come back, work on it, exit out, come back at any time. Also, you can have multiple people working in the application too. So maybe you have your business manager working on the budget section and you're working on the goals. You'll be able to see who's doing that, and all have access to it. So in order to enter information, you'll just add that row, and it will give you a description of what we're looking for in that area, and then options for you to enter your information in here. So you'll be able to list your goals, what you're going to use for your objective definitions and measurements, how that links to any state standards, and your evidence to support in this particular area. And then you'll just save that row. So you can add as many of those as you want. There's not a certain number. And the other way to kind of navigate back and forth is the tabs up here. So you'll see you can kind of click and go back and forth. But once you've completed it and submitted it, then that's how you'll get that green checkbox. So this application details will kind of show you where you are throughout the whole application process. You also have an opportunity to ask a question, so you can click on that blue box anytime you're filling out the application, and those questions will be submitted to us, and then we'll respond to you, and you'll get that answer posted right in there. You can also use the preview application button up here too, and kind of just get that overview like we saw of where your application is and the information you have in there. Once you're done, you'll be able to hit submit and send that to us when all checkboxes are completed. Like I mentioned, we will share the scoring rubric and the sections for you guys, so you'll be able to see how many points they're used. Just wanted to note that all of the areas on the rubric are either scored yes or a no, except for the consortium question. The scoring rubric can be a guide, and it breaks down the expectations and how to achieve those maximum points possible. There are some areas that require multiple data sources, so just being mindful of when you're pulling data, or the sections that are going to need data sources, what you're using for those. And then just a reminder as well not to forget about the sustainability plan and submitted that. So I know that was a really quick kind of run through of web grants and what to expect for the application. Applications are due May 14th by 3 p.m. And that's listed in web grants as well, and on the application when you're in that